Justice, however delayed, now finds its mark. His actions were not just a crime of passion, but a meticulously planned execution.
Welcome to the stream. Gameplay will begin at the top of the hour.
Justice, however delayed, now finds its mark. His actions were not just a crime of passion, but a meticulously planned execution. Justice, however delayed, now finds its mark. His actions were not just a crime of passion, but a meticulously planned execution. Justice, however delayed, now finds its mark.
Justice.
His actions were not just a crime of passion, but a meticulously planned execution.
I will give it a few more minutes and then I will get started to give me time to get myself together. Happy Wednesday. It has been a busy week.
Justice, however delayed, now finds its mark.
So today we're going to pick a new case.
His actions were not
It appears this is one of my favorite types of games, which is called sit and watch. So, excited about doing this because that means I have to do minimal button pressing. I can just listen and think and solve a case here.
Welcome, investigator. I'm Dr. Eleanor Vaughn, Chief Medical Examiner, and you're about to embark on a journey through evidence, logic, and deduction. 3 cases remain unsolved, and it's up to you to uncover the truth. Each case holds secrets buried beneath lies, deceit, and pain. Choose wisely, because every decision you make will either bring you... Every murder is like the visible tip of an iceberg. The real story lies hidden beneath the details. Elena Marlowe, a journalist's silent scream. The Forest, a witness to secrets and death. Who wanted to silence her? Thomas Blackwood. A murder in the triangle of money, power, and revenge. A banker's death could rewrite millions in accounts. Isabella Romano. A mother's death. A dark plan executed in a silent home beside a sleeping child. Which veil do you lift?
Alright, so we got a choice. We have a choice to make here. We already did Thomas Blackwood. So either we can do Elena or Isabella. If it were up to me, I'm leaning more towards Isabella, just because that looks like it'll probably be, well, they're both cases I'm guessing are going to be good, but I think Isabella's case is going to be a little bit better if I had to choose. So let's see, let us do, for the sake of time, Isabella.
Chief Digital Forensics Examiner John Matthews examines images of a suburban home where Isabella Romano was found in her bedroom. The peaceful appearance of the house contrasts sharply with the brutal crime inside. The curtains remain half-drawn, and family photos still hang on the walls, giving no immediate hint of the violence. Victim's 4-year-old daughter was found unharmed in her bedroom. Child Protective Services confirmed she was sleeping through the incident. The child appeared confused, but physically unharmed. Authorities noted no signs of struggle or distress in her room. She was later placed under protective care, pending the investigation. No signs of forced entry at any access points. Home security system was armed, but not triggered during the estimated time of death. This suggests the perpetrator may have had authorized access or knew the security code. Bedroom shows minimal signs of struggle. Victim's prescription sleep medication found on nightstand, partially empty. The cap is askew, indicating it may have been hastily opened. In the house, everything in the kitchen seems normal. Donuts have been made, everything appears ordinary, but a sudden murder has disrupted the peace. Victim recently filed for divorce. Court documents reveal ongoing bitter custody dispute and significant financial disagreements. Neighbors report seeing victim's estranged husband, Nicholas Romano's car, in the vicinity that evening. Toxicology screening shows elevated levels of sleep medication, inconsistent with normal dosage. Victim's sister, Claire Bennett, possessed spare house keys and was named beneficiary of substantial life insurance policy. Claire had recently visited the victim's house, offering support during the divorce. Investigation reveals the victim's close relationship with her friend and local pharmacist, Ethan Marlowe, who obsessively admired her and personally handled her prescriptions. Marlowe was often seen lingering at the pharmacy, eagerly awaiting her visits.
As Chief Medical Examiner, I must say, we're at a crucial juncture in Isabella Romano's case. 3 distinct paths of evidence have emerged. The anomalies in toxicology reports, conflicting family statements, and suspicious security system data all warrant investigation. Which trail should we pursue more thoroughly? Analyze toxicology reports, review family statements, examine home security data.
Alright, so there's a lot going on here. There's, of course, the obvious suspect, the ex-husband, but that may be a red herring, but at the same time, he's still a suspect. There's the family member that is also suspected because of the substantial insurance policy on the victim. And then there's the pharmacist. But I really feel like that one's a long shot, just because he had a relationship with the victim and had access to the medication doesn't necessarily mean that he would be indicted for the murder. He's still a suspect, but not indicted. So we have three choices here to make. We can analyze the toxicology reports, because we know that when we came to the crime scene that the prescription bottle was open and the medication was found in her system. So the question would be, are there any other drugs in her system? If that's the case, then we could suspect that potentially the pharmacist was involved, because who else would have access? But at the same time, the family member had the security code, so they could have come in and easily changed the medication at any time if they wanted to. So we can review family statements, so we can look at if there were any arguments or disagreements between the family member and the victim that could potentially lead to a hostile situation, which inevitably ended with the murder of the victim. Or we can look at the home security data. And that could tell us a lot. It would definitely tell us whether or not it was or wasn't the pharmacist. But it would not be able to differentiate between the ex-husband necessarily and the family member, because we know the family member has the security alert code. We don't know if the ex-husband does, because it could be that they're the same codes that were there when he still lived in the residence.
We can do all of them.
We're trying to figure out. We can do all of them. I'm just sort of talking through the scenario, so yeah, just bear with me. We'll start with C.
Security records show the system was deactivated at 10:45 p.m. with a valid code. However, this code was only known to maintenance worker Lucas Reed. An unexpected access was detected in the system on the day of the incident. Lucas Reed's fingerprint was found on a device in the back panel of the security system. The team believes the device wasn't recorded and that Reed used the day for unauthorized access. Lucas Reed's background reveals multiple theft cases and files related to missing items, indicating he was in financial difficulty. His attempts to access Isabella's bank accounts suggest possible financial motivations. Lucas Reed's internet history in the past few weeks contained searches related to insurance fraud. This is notable during a period when the victim had taken out a large insurance policy. Investigators are now examining the possibility that Reed planned to exploit the victim's policy for gain. Reed was seen wandering a nearby neighborhood on the day of the incident and recognized by neighbors. Security camera footage shows Reed near Isabella's house the day before the incident, acting suspiciously. Detailed toxicology reveals multiple pharmaceutical compounds in victim's system. Prescription records show unusual refill patterns authorized by Ethan. Lab analysis shows medication was tampered with, concentration altered. This suggests Marlowe's pharmacy records revealed discrepancies in inventory. Several prescriptions were listed as filled, yet the medication was unaccounted for. A broken porcelain bowl was found on the kitchen counter. The pieces were scattered irregularly, as if they had been pushed forcefully rather than dropped. Dark stains that appeared to have been wiped were noticed among the fragments. The odd placement of the pieces suggests a struggle may have occurred in the kitchen. Analyses confirmed the presence of human blood on some pieces of the porcelain bowl. Two separate police teams questioned Nicholas Romano at different times. The first team thoroughly examined the tension in the divorce process and the disputes over child custody. Romano argued that the disputes were normal. He claimed that the situation was stressful, but that it hadn't escalated to violence. Despite his calm demeanor, he appeared to become more defensive as the questions dug deeper into his personal life. The second police team identified contradictions in Nicholas Romano's account for the night of the incident. In his first statement, he said he was at home all night, but in his second interrogation, he stated that he went out but couldn't remember the time. This sudden shift in his story raised suspicions, especially since he had initially been adamant about being home. When asked for details about where he had gone, it became difficult for investigators to verify his whereabouts. When police presented witness statements about violent arguments Romano had with his wife in recent weeks, Romano became angry and said these claims were exaggerated. However, a neighbor confirmed hearing shouting from the house a few days earlier. During questioning, police revealed that Romano's cell phone location data didn't match his statement. While he claimed to be home all night, his phone had moved near the victim's house at the estimated time of death. This inconsistency placed him at the scene, directly contradicting his earlier claims. When confronted with the evidence, Romano became defensive and struggled to offer a convincing explanation. Police showed Romano footage obtained from neighbors' security cameras. When asked if the car rapidly leaving the victim's street at 11:50 p.m. belonged to him, he first denied recognition, then dismissed it, saying it might be similar. In the later stages of questioning, police placed a drawing made by his young daughter on the table. The child had drawn the silhouette of her father in.
Okay. Hello, Danny. How are you doing? Okay, so we have some initial evidence here. From toxicology reports, we realized that the medication had been tampered with. From the review of the family statements, we learned that the ex-husband had been near the house and frequently and having arguments with the victim. We've also learned that the ex-husband's cell phone data placed him at the scene of the crime during the day and time when the incident happened, which is very condemning, because if the cell phone data suggests that he was in the area during the day and the time, and he's doubling back on his affidavit as to his alibi, he right now becomes a main suspect. But when we look at the home security data, we see that the family member had been there and there had been some arguments and things like that. And the life insurance policy as the main factor. So looking at those three pieces right now, it's very well easy that, or I don't say easy, but it would be plausible that the ex-husband came over and performed the crime and then staged the crime scene such that it would look like it was somebody else. And so he easily could have gone to the bedroom and changed out the medications, but that doesn't account for the fact that medications were missing from the pharmacy unless the husband took them. So we'll keep moving forward and see what other information we can get.
Forensic analysis focused on water droplets around the bathroom sink and broken glass pieces. The suspect may have tried to escape through the bathroom window during the incident. Also, bloodstains in the bathroom indicate force during the murder. The debris in the bathroom shows cut marks on the victim's hand, indicating that the attacker continued to harm the victim's body, even when the attacker was vulnerable. There are signs of a violent struggle on the victim's body recently. In the forensic analysis of the bathroom, no traces of toxic substances were found, but microscopic wounds on the victim's body indicate a planned attack. Additionally, fibers on the rug show the victim screamed before being killed. New evidence examination in the bathroom reveals that the incident was deliberately prepared.
The evidence has led us to three main suspects with strong connections to the victim. Ethan Marlowe's suspicious medication behavior, Nicholas Romano's inconsistent alibi, and Lucas Reed's history of tampering with the security system. Each paints this tragedy differently. According to our forensic findings, which suspect should we focus on immediately? Investigate the Ethan Marlowe connection. Focus on Nicholas Romano. Follow Lucas Reed's trail.
So we have a choice to make. We're not necessarily picking who, we're not accusing anyone, but we're starting going down kind of deep leads, kind of right now collecting information. We can go with the family members, trail, which is the Lucas Reed trail. We can go with the pharmacist, which is Ethan Marlowe, or we can start with the Nicholas Romano, the ex-husband. Let me think. I know at the end of the day we can pick them all, but I'd like to do it in an order that sort of helps me understand what's going on. So if you have a suggestion, please feel free to say. But right now, I'm thinking it may be best to start ex-husband, because there are a lot of unanswered questions with them. While yes, Ethan Marlowe and Lucas Reed both have suspicion, my gut is leaning more towards the ex-husband because there are too many inconsistencies. So my thought is start with here. So I'm going to start here.
Lucas Reed owed money to local loan sharks and often stole from Isabella's home to cover his debt. After examination, stolen jewelry is found among Reed's belongings. The drawing shows Romano in Isabella's room, a key clue. Romano's fingerprints are found on Isabella's medication bottle, despite his claim that he hadn't been. A neighbor's security camera shows Romano's car near Isabella's house at the time of death. This footage...
Okay, so there's a lot of evidence right now that fingerprints on the bottle, because if he's an ex-husband and doesn't live there anymore, why would fingerprints be on the bottle? Secondly, the child drew a picture of him, so she may have seen him that night, and to her, she's just like, well, that's my dad, not knowing that he was capable of doing something like that. Also, we had the cell phone footage, and we had video footage. So, like right now, I'm leaning towards Nicholas. Let's just go down and see what the family member has.
In-depth investigations at the detective's office revealed that Lucas Reed owed large amounts of money to local loan sharks and frequently stole from Isabella's homes to cover his debts. This financial strain likely motivated his criminal actions. After a detailed examination of the office, the jewelry Reed stole is found among his personal belongings. These items match Isabella's missing items exactly. The unique markings and designs of the items confirm their authenticity and strengthen the case against him. This discovery further ties Reed to the crime scene. Reed's DNA on Isabella's pillowcase and security panel confirms his presence in the house during the murder, further implicating him in the crime. Chemical analysis of Reed's equipment finds traces of the drugs that killed Isabella, which are linked to Reed's presence in the house. Lucas Reed confesses to detectives that when Isabella woke up while he was stealing, he panicked and forced her to take her medication to calm her down. However, the situation got out of control and ultimately led to Isabella's death.
So Lucas confessed. So it wasn't the ex's fault.
Ethan Marlowe is subjected to intense pressure in the interrogation room. Marlowe's private records reveal he obsessively detailed Isabella's medication schedule and daily activities. During questioning, these records are clearly visible on the table. Marlowe struggles to deny the records and becomes visibly uncomfortable as investigators confront him with the damning evidence. Laboratory results confirm that Marlowe altered the dosage of Isabella's medications. Initially resistant to confessing during questioning, Marlowe is forced to face the results. Panic appears in his eyes as the weight of the evidence becomes undeniable. He hesitates, visibly breaking down under the pressure. Pharmacy camera footage shows Marlowe carefully manipulating Isabella's prescription. Seeing the footage, Marlowe tries to deny the scenes he secretly watched, but his defense weakens. His face turns pale and his hands tremble, betraying his nervousness. He knows the evidence is. Marlowe's fingerprints are found on the broken porcelain bowl in Isabella's kitchen. When confronted with the evidence, Ethan Marlowe, unable to escape the mounting pressure, finally cracks under the weight of the evidence and confesses. With a trembling voice, he admits his deep obsession with Isabella and his overwhelming fear of losing her. His infatuation had spiraled out of control, clouding his judgment and leading him to a desperate act. Marlowe explains that he had carefully studied her medical history, becoming intimately familiar with her medication regimen.
Are you able to turn the music down?
I don't think I'm not able to. There's no volume control in this game.
The detective carefully reads the final toxicology report in the office. The report reveals that the compounds detected in Isabella's blood were a complex mixture requiring professional expertise. All the toxic compounds came from different sources, and this mixture was not a simple poisoning or accidental drug interaction. Dr. Vaughn's analysis highlights key connections to Isabella's death. Ethan Marlowe's obsessive behavior and close relationship with the victim make him a strong suspect. Claire Bennett, Isabella's life insurance beneficiary, raises suspicions of financial motive. Nicholas Romano's divorce and contradictory statements suggest his possible.
We've reached a critical point in the Isabella Romano case. I've presented all the forensic evidence. Which suspect do you believe is responsible for Isabella's death? When making your decision, the evidence must indicate the guilty party beyond any reasonable doubt. Ethan Marlowe, Nicholas Romano, Lucas Reed.
This is tricky.
I can't really hear your voice.
As the fog of suspicion clears, only one truth remains. Isabella Romano's tragic end was not a crime of passion nor a random act of violence. It was a methodical betrayal hidden beneath the guise of care. Ethan Marlowe, a trusted pharmacist and close friend, is the killer. His obsessive admiration for Isabella crossed the line from affection to possession. The toxicology report revealed elevated levels of sleep medication, far beyond a standard dose. Prescription records exposed a pattern of unauthorized refills, and the altered concentration pointed to deliberate tampering. Ethan's access and knowledge made him the perfect architect of this silent death. His intent was clear: to ensure Isabella never escaped his control, not even in death. But why not Nicholas Romano, the estranged husband? His motive seemed plausible. Financial disputes, custody battles, and witness sightings placed him near the scene. Yet the security system's untouched status contradicted a forced entry. Phone records and inconsistencies in his alibi were enough to cloud judgment, but insufficient to prove guilt. Nicholas's flaws were many, but premeditated murder was not among them.
I am not able to adjust the volume on this game. We didn't leave for Florida today. There are no setting screens.
In the end, it was Ethan's fixation, masked as friendship, that betrayed him. The tampered medication, the obsessive handling of prescriptions, and the discrepancies in his pharmacy's inventory all pointed to a man who could not accept rejection. His love was a poison, and in trying to preserve Isabella forever, he sealed her fate. The darkness that claimed Isabella was not a shadow cast by family strife or marital discord, but by a trusted confidant, proof that true horror often wears a familiar face. Justice, however delayed, now finds its mark.
Oh no, sorry to hear that. Did something come up? Switching games to something that is easier for us to hear.